Right now, live at 5, an Electoral College challenge is taking shape in Congress as the debate over $2,000 checks gets more Republican support.
We talked to financial experts about how to save money in 2021.
And new details in the fatal shooting on the Fond du Lac reservation that left a teenager dead and a suspect still on the loose. Plus, as a trying and difficult year comes to a close, we take a look back at all the good things 2020 brought with it.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to the CBS3 News, Live at 5. Here's a live look over Duluth on this New Year's Eve. As we close the book on 2020, we're taking a look back at some of this year's biggest moments. That story and more coming up tonight. Good evening, I'm Anthony Mack. Kristen is off tonight. Thanks for joining us. New details tonight, 3 days after a fatal shooting on the Fond du Lac reservation. It happened early Monday morning outside a home in Breveter Township. Tonight, authorities say it was 16-year-old Joseph Peterson of Cloquet who was killed. Now, as the search continues for the suspect, 18-year-old Joseph Forencam, charges against him shed new light on what witnesses say led up to the gun going off. CBS 3's Natalie Grant spent the day looking at court documents today and has the details.
Tony, authorities say that around 1:15 on Monday morning, a group of people, including Peterson and Forencam, were drinking in a parked pickup truck. Two people who were in that car spoke with authorities shortly after the shooting. They both told police Forencam had been waving a gun around, showing it off, and pointing it at people in the pickup. At one point, the gun went off, striking Peterson in the face. One witness told authorities he thought the gun went off accidentally when Forencam's arm hit the center console. The other said his eyes were closed at the time and wasn't sure exactly what happened. While witnesses called for an ambulance, they said they heard 8 more shots fired. It's unclear what Forencam was shooting at, but one witness said he was outside the pickup truck at the time. One witness did tell police that Forencam and Peterson were close friends. Court documents also indicated that witnesses said there was no fighting or arguing happening that night. Now, as we mentioned, Forencam is still on the run tonight, but authorities have issued a warrant for his arrest. If you know where he is or have any other information, you're asked to call 911. Tony?
All right, thanks, Natalie. Meanwhile, an investigation is underway after a fatal officer-involved shooting in Minneapolis. It happened outside a gas station last night after officers pulled over who they described as a felony suspect. That suspect apparently fired at police before police fired their first shots.
Initial witness statements indicate that the subject involved in this felony stop fired first at Minneapolis police officers who then exchanged gunfire with the suspect.
A woman riding in the car with him was not injured. The Minnesota BCA is on scene to investigate. Officers involved were wearing their body cameras. The police chief says the video is expected to be released sometime today. An Electoral College challenge is taking shape in Congress. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley says he will challenge the results to the 2020 presidential election. Skylar Henry has more from Capitol Hill.
President Trump arrived back at the White House after cutting short his Florida vacation and skipping a lavish New Year's Eve party at his resort. The change of plans followed word that Missouri Senator Josh Hawley will raise objections next week when Congress meets to affirm President-elect Joe Biden's victory in the November election.
You've got 74 million Americans who feel disenfranchised, who feel like their vote doesn't matter, and this is the one opportunity that I have as a United States Senator. This process right here, my one opportunity to stand up and say something.
Hawley hasn't cited any specific evidence of election fraud, and his objection won't change the election outcome, but it drew a sharp rebuke from Democrats.
The effort by the sitting president of the United States to overturn the results is patently undemocratic. The effort by others to amplify and burnish his ludicrous claims of fraud is equally revolting.
The Senate is back in session today, voting on a bill that would give more money to the military. Both Republicans and Democrats support it, but Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is threatening to delay the vote.
People are hurting, and they're looking to this institution.
Sanders is demanding a vote on a House-passed bill that would increase COVID relief checks from $600 to $2,000. The bill is supported by Democrats and President Trump, but so far, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has not allowed it to come to the floor.
Socialism for rich people is a terrible way to help the American families that are actually struggling.
Time is running out. A new Congress will be sworn in Sunday, and President-elect Biden's inauguration is now just 20 days away. The committee planning the inauguration has announced the night before it will host a memorial for the more than 330,000 Americans who've died from COVID-19. It will include the first ever lighting around the reflecting pool in front of the Capitol.
President-elect Joe Biden and future First Lady Jill Biden will make a special appearance tonight on Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. It will be their final interview of the year. All right, let's get a quick look at the weather. Dave, some spotty flurries out there for a lot of us today, but those are my favorite.
Yeah, that's because of a temperature inversion. The warmer air is up aloft, created a stratus deck, a very firm one, hard to break through. We have to really shift the winds to make it go away or really change the temperature regime. And that may happen tomorrow, but for tonight, it's probably going to be mostly cloudy. And those flurries coming down haven't really hurt the roads too badly. We are improving nicely in Minnesota, though. To the south of Duluth, still some scattered slippery spots. And through Wisconsin and the UP, still scattered slippery spots that those hardworking road crews are working on correcting. Tonight, yeah, mostly cloudy because of that temperature inversion up aloft. But tomorrow, that higher pressure cell should help put down at least some of the clouds. It'll be partly sunny to kick off the new year, if not overly sunny. And so then our first day of the new year forecast says on Friday, partial sunshine and a high temp of 23 will be warmer than normal. Tomorrow morning's low should be 15 above. It was pretty chilly this morning, despite my promises of above zero temperatures. We'll show you how wrong I was in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, a centuries-old lodging area is getting historical recognition in Ely, plus the future of school sports. City by City is next. And tonight at 6, when you don't have a place to call home, keeping up with personal hygiene can be a real challenge. Now, there's a solution in Duluth.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS3. CBS 3 News is brought to you by Ralph Eye Care Specialists.
Get organized and save big money with help from Menards. Closet Mate has the best in quality, multifunction home organization solutions around that keeps your home neat and tidy. Closet Mate closet kits can be cut to fit any space and are great for hanging clothes and storing accessories. Stop in and pick up an adjustable shelf track wire closet kit right now for just $129.99. Stop waiting and start saving right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I need your help fighting COVID-19.
You might have COVID and not have symptoms.
Please wear a mask.
Love others by protecting them. Stay home.
We know you miss your friends and family. We do too.
We can make a difference if we change our behavior.
The time is now to mask up, wash your hands, and stay home.
Avoid gatherings as much as possible. Be safe this holiday season.
At Ralph Eye Care Specialists, we help your family see well. We check your child's need for glasses, and we screen for problems which are best treated early in life. We test your parents for diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma. These often have no early symptoms, so regular eye exams are important. And we care for you, providing routine and emergency care for your lifetime. Call now to schedule an appointment at Ralph Eye Care Specialists.
I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. Safety is our top priority, so our workers are following all CDC guidelines to ensure the safety of both our customers and employees. Get your dream bathroom for $0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments till 2022. All of our products are backed by the Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval and come with a lifetime warranty. For a free estimate, call us today or go online to book your appointment. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News, Live at 5. Here's a live look from Bayfield on this New Year's Eve. Dave Anderson will have your holiday forecast coming up in just a few minutes, but first, let's take a look around the region. A nearly century-old site in Ely has gained historical recognition, plus preparing for another year of giving back in Bayfield. That and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. Starting things off in Ashland, where students at Ashland High School are training as part of the school's new esports program. Esports is a growing phenomenon in the U.S. which pits competing teams against each other online. These students have recently completed their second season. Now heading to Bayfield, where the CORE organization is preparing for another year of supporting their community. They've spent the last part of 2020 recruiting new members to help out and are stocking their pantries across Bayfield. This comes after a very busy year for the organization, which continued operations throughout the pandemic. And finally, we'll finish off in Ely, where one of the area's oldest resorts will soon be a historical site. The Kuishui Lodge in Ely will soon join the National Register of Historic Places. The resort was built in the early 1920s, and the structures there have withstood the test of time, a testament to the craftsmanship of the period. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, after a difficult year, how you can tackle financial challenges coming up in 2021.
Today's high and low haven't been calculated yet by NWS Duluth's office over the hill. But this morning's low temperature, it wasn't quite as cold as the record low of 31 below from 1946, but up around Hibbing, it got maybe close to halfway there. Is that going to happen again tomorrow morning? No, finally, I do think it is going to warm up. So will we shake off that temperature inversion up aloft? Ooh, all these questions we'll talk about, hopefully answer in a few more minutes.
They're live, they're local. Watch the CBS3 News with Kristen Baki and Anthony Matt tonight at 6, right after the CBS Evening News at 5:30.
In recent times, we've witnessed the brave faces of many people all over the world. Now, it's your turn to be one of them. Memorial Blood Centers is building a local and national supply of convalescent plasma to treat patients with serious or immediately life-threatening COVID-19 infections. If you have recovered from COVID-19 or tested positive for the antibodies, we need your help. To donate convalescent plasma, visit NBC.org. If you can't give convalescent plasma, you can still save lives by giving blood.
As medical professionals, we work hard to protect our families and neighbors.
Access North has partnered with the Minnesota Department of Health to be a covert community coordinator.
Thank you, Access North, for being an advocate and a resource for people with disabilities.
Contact Access North Center for Independent Living, your local COVID community coordinator resource for people with disabilities.
Mask up and keep each other safe, Minnesota.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
3, 2, 1. Open for business. You're doing it! I'm doing it!
I know Gina from high school, and she's donating a kidney.
I'm a giver.
Big smiles. Not the pageant one, Jill, the real one.
I'm more jazzed than I thought I'd be, and that was pretty jazzed.
The comedy starts at 8/7 Central tonight on CBS.
Get your new air and snowblower from Duluth Lawn and Sport, 4715 Grand Avenue, Duluth.
We talk to financial experts about how to save money in 2021.
And I show you a new facility that will help Duluthians that need it most.
To stay up to date with the news and weather that impacts you and your community, continue watching CBS3.
Welcome to the Kelly Clarkson Show!
Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, this morning I thought most towns would bottom out around 5 above, but the proof's in the pudding on the map here that it got chillier than that for at least a few towns. Let's go in tight and take a look at these temperatures. Yeah, Hibbing, 11 degrees below zero this morning, 2 below towards Grand Rapids. I was close to reality, though, for places like Solon Springs, Ashland, and Ironwood, and Grand Marais, at least closer to the lake. Watersmeet was the hot spot at 15 above. Well, that big drop in temperatures this morning, of course, sent all the heat of the day, or yesterday, up aloft, farther a few thousand feet up in the atmosphere, triggering that temperature inversion, then warmer air aloft, cooler air at the surface, which then, of course, triggered a deck of stratus clouds, which we're dealing with tonight. And it's been kicking out a couple of flurries and may continue to do that during the overnight. But finally, by tomorrow, that higher pressure system that's going to be grazing our area should chase away at least some of the clouds, if not all of them. Current conditions in two harbors. We're looking at a live shot of that great town again, and we're still seeing the snow on the road from the other day's little snow system. And like we mentioned a few minutes ago, road crews are still trying to clean things up for central parts of Minnesota and much of northwestern Wisconsin and the UP still, so do travel cautiously. Time now for a quick look at the current conditions from Duluth International. 14 degrees, south-southwest winds going 9 miles per hour, and the air pressure, yeah, the surface, it's 30.22 inches of mercury. That's on the high side, but that stratus deck is stuck in a stable layer a few thousand feet above, and the high pressure isn't going to touch that, at least not yet. Current temps, low 20s for the Upper Peninsula, mid to upper teens for northwestern Wisconsin at this hour, and the Minnesota temperatures, as usual, take a wider range, going from 12 in Silver Bay to about 18 down towards Moose Lake, and the rest of us in between. Low temps tomorrow morning, thanks to the cloud cover aloft, should not be as chilly, should not go below zero, maybe in the teens for much of the area, teens above zero. Okay, Doppler map isn't really showing the cloud cover that well because that stratus deck is uniform and it's reasonably thin, so it doesn't make for a really great picture here with the satellite image. But it's up there, and it likely will stay there overnight, mostly cloudy sky tonight. And then that high pressure cell grazing our region should punch a few holes in the cloud cover. The new year should be partly sunny and fairly mild. Normal is around 19. And we'll be getting into the 20s tomorrow and for the next several days. This high pressure cell will hold on to us all the way through Tuesday. Our next snow chance is on Wednesday, and that system coming out of the Rockies still only packs a 30% chance for precip by the middle of next week. So it'll be fairly dry and fairly mild to start 2021. Well, tonight in Minnesota, low temps could be as cool as 9 above towards Hibbing and 16 by the lake. Swinging towards Wisconsin, Michigan, low temps there 10 to 15 above. Mostly cloudy sky for everybody. And then for tomorrow, I think a partly sunny sky for everybody. Wisconsin, Michigan high temps 24 to 28. Minnesota numbers 23 to 28 degrees. And once we ease our way into Saturday, then we should get a clear to partly cloudy sky as the high really rolls into our region. Temperatures on an uptick to start the new year, Tony. We go towards 30 on Sunday, stay in the low 30s through Tuesday, and a slight dip on Wednesday will help introduce the first chance of light snow for the new year. 30% shot for really not that much at all.
All right, thanks, Dave. Between unemployment and a lot of time at home leading to more online purchases than ever before, 2020 was a difficult financial year for many. For those who want to tackle their finances in the new year, CBS 3's Leanne Valdez shares tips on how to get back on track.
2020 took a major hit on our physical and mental health. It also took a hit on our finances. Experts are saying there's multiple ways to get back on track in 2021. Starting with having patience. Financial expert from MPPL Financial in Duluth, Brian Resch, says a lot of people start strong in the new year with their money goals, but tend to fall off the wagon because they aren't seeing a huge change at first. Budgeting is also key as it avoids impulse buys. Resch says there are apps out there that can help you lay out your budget and keep you on track. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way with some paper and a pen. If you are drowning in credit card debt, Resch says to look into possibly transferring debt into a new credit card that has no or low interest and pay that off right away. For those wanting to save for long-term retirement goals, Resch suggests making contributions to IRA or Roth IRAs.
Roth IRAs are a little bit more flexible in that you can get your principal, the amount you contributed, back out under certain circumstances prior to retirement age. Where with a traditional IRA, typically there's penalties and barriers to that.
Resch also suggests to have a financial nest egg that can help you in the long run.
Thanks, Leanne. And coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear more tips about how to reach financial security no matter your circumstances in the new year. Still to come, we're bringing the highs and the lows of 2020 in our year in review. That's coming up next.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I?
Wow, is that really me?
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes.
Well, this new year, you can celebrate knowing you look your best with Plexiderm.
Lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says This one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video that the viewers can watch while you and I talk. And you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. And I did this to my father. We were at home, and we were screaming. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. These lines bother me. They really do. And this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It feels great. Looks even better.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. Plexiderm, seriously, it fixes all that. It makes you feel as good outside as you do inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there. Like, the bags are gone.
And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it targets all those problem areas.
So this would be a daily thing, or just when you want to, like, get rid of the bags? And
Yeah, it absolutely could be a daily thing. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This new year is the best time to get Plexiderm for only $14.95 and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Don't let the weather ruin your day.
Covered by a winter storm watch.
Dave Anderson, Caitlin Moffat, and Peter Kavitkauskas. The CBS3 weather team, tracking more than just severe storms. Dave.
Everything that happens on a day-to-day basis in terms of news, no matter what happens in news, weather is always constant, weather is always changing as well. So it's still an important role as the meteorologist to kind of still stay grounded and to kind of just know that role and what to take and kind of just make sure you're delivering what's the most important for your viewers. But then also I like to touch base on the national things. All of those news stories also tie in with weather stories because they do go kind of hand in hand.
Watch Jenna and Caitlin in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m. When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night.
At midnight tonight, 2020 will be over. Finally, there's no doubt a relief for many after a year marked by a deadly pandemic. We've lost so much and so many this year. But in all the dark, there were moments of light as well. And that's what we're choosing to look back on as this difficult year comes to a close. 2020 was dominated by the coronavirus pandemic. It caused heartbreak and loss for so many. But there were also some bright spots as communities came together. We highlighted some of those. Among those who made a difference were the many local businesses that switched gears almost as quickly as our world changed. One of the first was Frost River Trading. Owner Chris Benson and his team went from producing outdoor gear to making personal protective equipment, shielding healthcare workers and first responders from the virus.
When I look at our staff, would they pause and set aside the bags that we're making in a heartbeat? If they could be part of helping the cause and be able to help provide some of this PPEs for people around the country.
Duluth Pack joined suit, teaming up with Stormy Cromer in Ironwood.
I can't find hand sanitizer anywhere, so I decided to come on down. This is how I'm spending my lunch hour.
Hi, come on in. Joel Vikra is now in the business of free hand sanitizer, using his alcohol to make one of America's most in-demand products.
What we're making actually right now anyway is a spray sanitizer. So it's literally just 70% denatured ethanol. Just did our research on WHO and CDC guidelines to make sure we could make something that was safe and effective.
The effort was also personal, like the money donated to buy food for people in need at B&B Market in Cloquet. The boy who started it all 8-year-old Blake Conklin was on hand for a milestone donation.
Blake's giving us $20. That's putting us over the $100,000 mark.
Amazing. Never would have thought it'd be $100,000. It's been unreal.
We met people like the police chief in Tower, Minnesota, Dan Nyland, who delivered groceries to folks at risk.
We have an aging community here in town, and I wanted to make sure that they were still able to get their necessities if needed.
The Parrott siblings started the 2020 Ice Out Challenge, jumping in the frigid lake to raise money for first responders like their mom.
The people on the front lines keep their stomachs nourished and their minds nice and sharp.
For the class of 2020, no graduations or parties, but Two Harbors English teacher Carl Frood left each of his students with a memento.
They're experiencing a lot of loss, a lot of the last things that they could do, they lost. I can give them a first.
The tragic death of George Floyd at the hands of Minneapolis police in May sparked a new global movement for racial justice. In June, the city of Duluth marked the 100th anniversary of a mob lynching 3 black men for raping a white woman, a crime they did not commit. The state of Minnesota also made history pardoning Max Mason, the black man later convicted of the rape without evidence.
We said it for a long time that he was innocent, but now it's true, and it's in print. And we know it to be true. And it's a very exciting time and a huge step for our legal system in the state of Minnesota to go back and recognize a wrong.
At the end of the summer, the Great Minnesota Get-Together was canceled, but State Fair organizers still fed us our favorites with a sold-out drive-through event. The fall semester started with most students learning from home, but some teams were able to squeeze in a few games, and East High School successfully rushed the curtain on their play.
I never expected to be in a performance where I'm sitting in a bathtub the whole time, but it's really been an interesting experience. It's just like a cool new thing that I've never tried before.
The holiday season kicked off with the annual Christmas City of the North Parade, looking a little different than years past, but Santa still made an appearance. Community spirit was on full display in November when volunteers took the annual Twin Ports Thanksgiving buffet on the road, delivering meals to thousands of people in need.
Well, it feels great. There's a lot of people in need in our community, and for us, I think it makes us all feel together as a group as well as a community, so it's really special.
That generosity continued into December. The Salvation Army exceeded its Red Kettle campaign goal, raising more than $220,000 to support programs in our community. The Northland's resiliency may have shined brightest at Bentleyville, adapted to be a drive-through light show for the first time this year. A blizzard couldn't stop it, and organizers are even keeping the lights on through New Year's Eve at midnight, banishing the darkness of 2020 and starting 2021 with a hope for a brighter future. Lots of good to look at there. We'll be right back after the break.
Change the future of medicine from the convenience of home. Join the All of Us research program to help improve health research and speed up medical breakthroughs. Visit essentialhealth.org/allofus to learn more.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northlands still to this day.
Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Vaki every Tuesday at 10. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association, Range Regional Airport, and Miners National Bank of Evelyn. Only on live, local CBS3.
It is the question that matters the most.
¿Dónde está?
That takes you behind the story.
Robert.
It drives everything we do. It is the foundation of trust.
Who did all of this?
And the truth that propels us forward.
What did you make of that?
It is the question. One word, 3 letters long. And without it, our purpose,
that's news,
and our freedom fade. This is why.
Heart attacks and strokes happen, even in the midst of COVID-19, and at least one will occur while you're watching this. Heart attacks and strokes are medical emergencies. If you experience symptoms of a heart attack or stroke, do not delay seeking care. Call 911 immediately. Hospitals are prepared and can safely treat you. Visit cdc.gov/coronavirus to learn more.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me to understand how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News, live at 5. Here's a live look over Canal Park on this New Year's Eve. Let's take a quick look at some of today's top stories and what's still coming up tonight at 6. Some new details following a fatal shooting earlier this week on the Fond du Lac Reservation. Witnesses report Joseph Forencam had been waving a gun around leading up to the gun allegedly going off by mistake. Witnesses say they then heard 8 more shots go off while waiting for the ambulance. Reminder that Forencam is still on the run. And tonight at 6, the UMD women's hockey team season will continue to be on hold. The Bulldogs series set for Monday and Tuesday of next week against the University of Minnesota has been postponed. Kelly will have the details on that at 6. That's your news at 5. The evening news is next. Thanks for watching.